You wake up to silence on your farm. The goats aren't moving. Chickens lie scattered across the ground. No torn flesh. No missing organs. Just 2 puncture marks. And no blood. This was the reality for farmers across Puerto Rico in 1995. They called the culprit El Chupacabras. But here's what most people don't know. This creature's story isn't ancient. It appeared almost overnight, and its origins may be stranger than the monster itself. Secret military labs, a forgotten vampire panic from the 70s, and even a Hollywood movie monster. Today, we uncover the untold history of the world's most infamous bloodsucker. Every legend begins with a truth. Let's find it. The name Chupacabra literally means goat sucker. But the word itself is older than the legend. In the 1700s, Europeans called certain night birds goat suckers, believing they drank milk from livestock. They didn't. They ate insects. Still, the image of something stealing life from goats lingered. Across the Caribbean, vampire stories already roamed. In Haiti, the loup-garou. In Maya myth, a bat deity that drank blood. But here's the twist. Until the 1990s, there was no Chupacabra. At least, not officially. Because in 1975, Puerto Rico faced something eerily familiar. In the small town of Moca, farmers awoke to horror. Goats, chickens, and cows lay dead, each with small puncture wounds, each drained of blood. Over 90 animals across 30 farms. The press gave it a name, El Vampiro de Moca, the Vampire of Moca. One woman claimed a winged creature landed on her roof. Police suspected satanic cults. Others whispered about giant bats. And then the killings stopped. No culprit was ever found. The Vampire of Moca faded into mystery. Until 20 years later, when the killings returned. March 1995, Orocovis, Puerto Rico. 8 sheep are found dead. 3 puncture wounds each, bloodless. The slaughter spreads. Rabbits, chickens, cats, dogs, even cows. In Canovanas, panic consumes the town. Mayor Jose Chemo. Soto organizes armed patrols. Men march into the night with rifles, using goats as bait. Soto warns, today it attacks animals. Tomorrow it may attack us. Then, a witness claims to see it. On a humid August night, Madeline Tolentino looks out her window. A creature stands outside, 3 feet tall, gray skin, enormous oval eyes, a row of spines running down its back. It stares at her, then vanishes in a single leap. Her account explodes across Puerto Rico. Over 200 sightings follow. But here's the revelation few know. The creature she described was already on screen. Just weeks earlier, the film species had hit theaters. It's Alien, designed by H.R. Giger. Spines, skin, eyes, almost identical. Tolentino admitted she'd seen it, and she loved it. So ask yourself, was Puerto Rico's monster born in the forest or at the movies? By 1996, the Chupacabra hysteria had escaped Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, Mexico, Nicaragua, Chile. Everywhere, farmers found animals drained of blood. Even Miami, 69 animals dead in one night. But as the legend spread, the creature changed. In Mexico, a winged beast. In Chile, glowing red eyes that floated in the dark. The Chupacabra was evolving into a shapeshifter of myth. And then, for the first time, a body was found. April 2000, Nicaragua. A rancher shoots what he thinks is the Chupacabra. Days later, workers drag out a carcass, hairless, twisted, teeth bared, the first physical Chupacabra. Scientists test it. The results? Not a monster, a dog, with severe mange. But the legend didn't die. In Texas, strange bodies appeared. 2004, the Elmendorf beast. 2007, Phyllis Canyon in Cuero, who taxidermied one. 2009, another farmer captures a hairless creature alive. Every test the same, coyotes or dogs with parasites. Yet ranchers insisted, this isn't a coyote. This is something else. By the mid-2000s, the Chupacabra had split into two forms: the spiny alien of Puerto Rico and the hairless hound of Texas. Veterinarian Dr. David Morales examined 300 alleged victims in Puerto Rico. His finding: not one was drained of blood. The missing blood, just pooling inside the body after death. The puncture wounds, classic canine bites. And every Chupacabra body tested? Coyote, dog, hybrid, always with mange. Case closed. Or is it? If it's just dogs, why did entire towns describe a spiny alien in the 1990s? Why do stories of government experiments, alien pets, and black helicopters collecting Chupacabra eggs still echo from Chile to Texas? Maybe because the Chupacabra isn't only an animal, it's a reflection of fear. The Chupacabra legend isn't just about eyewitnesses and carcasses. To understand why it spread so quickly, you have to look at the theories and fears of each decade. In the 1970s, when Puerto Rico first faced the Vampire of Moca, the US and Latin America were in the grip of what was called the satanic panic. Newspapers and police reports routinely blamed livestock deaths and strange happenings on occult rituals and satanic cults. When farmers in Moca found dozens of goats and chickens drained of blood, it fit the script perfectly. Mysterious punctures, intact bodies, no meat taken, all the marks of supposed ritual sacrifice. No cult was ever caught. No ritual tools ever matched the wounds, but the explanation lingered. Fear of the devil's work gave the first vampire panic its context. By the 1990s, the landscape of fear had shifted. The world was deep in the AIDS crisis, and blood itself had become a symbol of contagion, secrecy, and death. Puerto Rico carried added weight. The island's history with US military experiments and biomedical research. When the Chupacabra appeared, draining blood, it wasn't just a monster. For many, it was a metaphor. Rumors spread that the creature was the product of a government genetic experiment gone wrong, or even a NASA bioweapon that had escaped. Some conspiracy theories went further, claiming the Chupacabra was linked directly to the origin of AIDS, a symbolic blood drinker created by shadowy hands. No documents or scientific evidence have ever supported these claims, but the atmosphere of the 1990s made them believable to those already afraid. Then came the 2000s, when the Chupacabra began to take on a different face: the mangy, hairless dogs of Texas and Mexico. Here, a scientific explanation began to surface. Biologists like Barry O'Connor pointed to sarcoptic mange, a parasitic infestation that strips fur, thickens skin into gray hide, and drives animals into emaciation. These sick coyotes and dogs became desperate, too weak to hunt deer or rabbits. Instead, they turned to easy prey: chickens, goats, and penned livestock. Worse, they often killed more than they ate, a behavior called surplus killing. Farmers woke to scenes of intact carcasses with puncture wounds, and the legend only deepened. Unlike Bigfoot or Nessie, the Chupacabra is a modern myth, born in our own time. In the 70s, satanic panic. In the 90s, fear of AIDS and genetic experiments. In the 2000s, diseased coyotes on the plains. From the Vampire of Moca, to the spiny alien of 1995, to the mangy dogs of Texas. The Chupacabra has always adapted, and yet it endures. Farmers in Puerto Rico still whisper its name. Ranchers in Texas still point to strange carcasses. And across the globe, headlines still cry, "Chupacabra strikes again." Because legends don't need proof. They need only fear and a story. The Chupacabra may never step into the light, but every time a goat bleats in the dead of night, or a farmer finds an animal lying bloodless in the grass, the legend rises again. And that's how monsters live forever.